So you've seen it everywhere online, right? That fizzing concoction of apple cider vinegar and baking soda. It's touted as this miracle drink that's going to fix everything from your digestion to your metabolism. But what is actually going on in that glass? Well, in this explainer, we're going to dig in and find out.
So what's the real story? Is this some amazing health hack we've all been missing out on? Or are we just mixing two things together and, canceling out the benefits? Let's break down the science.
All right, first things first, let's look at the two players in this game, apple cider vinegar and baking soda. Why are people so obsessed with this combination? It all starts with some really basic chemistry.
And here it is, the heart of the matter. On one hand, you've got apple cider vinegar. It's a strong acid with a pH of about 2.5. And on the other hand, you've got baking soda, a super alkaline base, way up there at a pH of around 9.5. I mean, they are complete chemical opposites, sitting on the far ends of the spectrum.
The whole reason this trend even exists, really, comes down to a massive misunderstanding about pH and how our stomachs are actually supposed to function. So let's clear that up right now.
Okay, this is something you absolutely need to get. Your stomach is designed to be an acid vat. And I'm not talking about kinda acidic. We're talking a pH between 1 and 3. That's almost as strong as battery acid. And that's not a bug, it's a feature. It's absolutely crucial for your health.
So why on earth does it need to be so acidic? Well, there are three huge reasons. One, that intense acid is what your body uses to break down tough proteins in your food. Two, it's what unlocks essential minerals so you can actually absorb them. And three, it's your first line of defense, zapping any nasty pathogens you might have eaten. Without that acid, all three of those jobs just don't get done right.
And this brings us to what might be the biggest myth in all of digestive health. We feel that burn and we immediately think, oh no, I have way too much stomach acid. But in reality, for a huge number of people, the problem is the complete opposite. Heartburn is very often a symptom of not enough stomach acid.
So what's causing this low stomach acid? Well, take a look. It's pretty much a checklist for modern life, isn't it? Getting older, chronic stress, thyroid problems, and ironically, the very antacids people pop for heartburn can make the real problem so much worse by wiping out the acid we actually need.
Now this ties into another giant myth, this idea that our bodies are constantly too acidic and we need to be alkalizing them all the time. The truth? Your body is an absolute master at managing its own pH. It has these incredible built-in systems that keep everything humming along in perfect balance. No help needed.
So how does it do it? Well, its two main tools are brilliantly simple. Your kidneys filter out and remove excess acid through your urine. But the fastest, most powerful way, it's your breath. Every single time you exhale, you're breathing out acidic carbon dioxide. Your body does this automatically, 24/7, keeping your pH in this perfect, tight little range. It really doesn't need baking soda to do its job.
Okay, so with those myths busted, let's talk about the real power of apple cider vinegar. When you take it all by itself, what's it actually doing for you?
It really has a 1-2 punch. It gives you two totally separate benefits. The first is direct digestive support. You're adding acid to your stomach, which helps you break down food like you're supposed to. But the second benefit is a metabolic boost. Later on, down the line, the acetic acid in the vinegar gets turned into something called acetate.
So what's so great about acetate? Well, it's a short-chain fatty acid that your body absolutely loves. It can be used as fuel, it can help curb your appetite, and it's even been shown to improve insulin sensitivity. So you get one benefit right in the stomach and a completely different one later on in the gut. Pretty cool, right?
All right, that's the story on vinegar. Now let's look at the other half of this equation, baking soda. What is it really supposed to be doing when you drink it?
Its main claim to fame, and really the only reason people drink it for health, is for quick, temporary relief from heartburn. I mean, it's a strong base, so of course it's going to neutralize acid on contact. And yeah, that can feel good for a little while.
But here's the million-dollar question. Just because it relieves a symptom, does that mean it's actually solving the problem?
And the answer is a hard no. In fact, it's doing the opposite. By neutralizing your stomach acid, you're just putting a band-aid on the symptom while the root cause, which remember is often too little acid, just gets worse. You're robbing your stomach of the very tool it needs to do its job, which just digs a deeper hole over time.
Okay, so we've got the power of vinegar, and we've got the temporary but problematic role of baking soda. Now let's finally put them together. What happens when this acid meets this base inside your glass?
This right here is the big trade-off. This is the whole thing. When you mix them, the baking soda completely neutralizes the vinegar's acid. Poof, it's gone. That means you lose that primary digestive benefit entirely. But, and this is key, the chemical that eventually becomes that awesome acetate is still there. So you sacrifice the digestive help, but you still get to keep the metabolic boost.
So, what does this all boil down to? Knowing this trade-off, what's the final verdict? What's the smart way to approach this?
Okay, here's a simple 3-step protocol. Step 1, always try the apple cider vinegar by itself first. Just dilute it in some water. That way you get the whole shebang, both the digestive and the metabolic benefits. Step 2, only if the straight ACV gives you a burning sensation, then you can use the baking soda mix as a compromise. And step 3, and this is a big one, if you use the mix, always take it on an empty stomach. If you take it with food, you're just going to neutralize your stomach acid right when you need it most.
So just remember that key takeaway. Taking the mix is a compromise. You forfeit that critical digestive support from the acid, but you hang on to the metabolic benefit from the acetate. It's always better to get both, but if you really can't handle the acid, at least now you know exactly what you're trading off.
So we'll leave you with this final thought. You know, we spend so much time worrying about exactly what we eat, but maybe we don't spend enough time thinking about how well our bodies actually digest and absorb it. Could it be that mastering your digestion, starting with supporting your stomach's natural acidity, is the real key to unlocking your overall health? Definitely something to chew on.